Hi, welcome to the first of the new Omeka Basics training package from Swansea University Digital Humanities. So the current page that you're looking at is just the basic list of sites that you'll see when you log in. If you're accessing this training course, you'll be given a login. You might have a different level of permissions, but you'll see some sites. You probably won't see all of the ones that I can see now. I have recently created a training site for us to use for these videos, so let me just navigate to that. Omeka training course site. Okay, when you open your Omeka training course, you will see this page, which doesn't have an awful lot of information on it. You can basically ignore that. It's basically, you can use it to change your URL and your theme, but that is probably something the team will do rather than you, so don't worry about it too much. First thing we're going to look at in this getting started package is the pages. You can see you've got an auto-generated welcome page, so we'll just work with that one first, but I'll use this to show you the blocks, and then I'll show you how to create a brand new page for yourself. So just click on the name of the page to enter and you'll see this. Now it may look like you've got a ton of options down this right hand side, and you do, but I promise you they're not scary. You'll probably not end up using more than about 10 of them, if that, depending on the purpose of your site. So an HTML block, sometimes they freak people out a bit because they think they need to know HTML, but you don't. This is just the text. You can see when you click into it, you get a little viewer here that looks like a word processor, basically. So type something in like, this is our new training resource. And you can see we use these tools to bold some words, italicize, underline, strike through. You can even pop in some bullet points if you need to. So you can see, with very little knowledge of any HTML, you can create text that looks the way you want it to. So I'm just going to save that so I can show you how that will look on the actual page. And that is, we just click on the View button up here in the top right. You can see the formatting that we just put in together, all working nicely. So back to the editing page, and we will move on to some slightly more complicated bits. Okay, so now I've shown you how to add text and format that text. I'm just going to show you, if you are using HTML, whether you know it yourself or you're copying code from another page, the window you would use to do that is this button here that says source above the bold and italic buttons. So you just click into that, and you can see it's converted the formatting that we did into HTML. So if you have HTML, you just copy it in here and press OK. But yeah, don't worry about it if you aren't planning on doing that, so you don't need to. But just a couple more formatting things I want to show you before I will show you how to do the navigation and add the new page. So that is, we have a range of sort of pre-created options for how the text can look. So you can make something one of a variety of heading styles that we have. So that's heading 1, heading 2, I recommend that you just have a play around with it, basically. It's the best way to learn and to know what is right for you and the site that you're making. Styles, again, these are a little more complicated actually, so I will show you them in one moment. We've got a bit more text to work with, but you can see you can do a bulleted list, which we already had, but it's made them square, so that's something. Or you can have an italic title. One that we use fairly often actually is the special container, because that makes a little grey box. So if you have, say, some biographical information about the author of the page, or just some information that you want to stand out from the rest of the page, that's really helpful. I'll actually save that and just show you how that looks sort of in action. You can see it just puts it in a separate little thing, so if you want to draw attention to it or create some separation, it's a good way to do so. So back to the welcome page, I will now show you how to make a different page. So we're back to the pages menu that we were on before, where we entered the welcome page from. The way we add a new page is we simply go up to the top right, where we've got this button that says add new page. So we click on that. Now you've got these two fields to fill in. Title is the one that people will actually see on the page, so you want to use proper grammar for that. So I'm just going to call it second page. I'm sure yours will be much more exciting than that. For the URL slug, that basically is just what happens up here in the actual address for the page. So grammar wise, what you need to do for that is lowercase and between words hyphenate. So no underscore, like an actual hyphen. Second page. Add to navigation. If you want it to appear in the menu of your site, click yes. There are some instances you won't want it to. Say you've got a document that you just want to be hosted on a page, but you want to be able to link to it, but you don't want it in the actual menu. That's an instance when you might want to not use that, but right now we'll just look at adding to navigation. I think usually that is what you'll be doing. So once we've done those and we're happy with them, we up here just press add. And there we are, we've got a page. So you'll see this is very familiar. It's exactly what welcome page looked like. The translation bit I'm going to cover in a separate video. This is just the basics video. So you can see it's generated a block for page title. And now we can add anything we want to the page. The HTML blocks, like I said, these are just text. I apologise if my typing sounds really loud. We also have line breaks, which are really helpful. We've only got one block here, so you can't really... I'll add an extra one actually, so you can see them in action. Okay, so when you have the line break, basically, you can pop it in, and it will just create some division on the page. So you can have it transparent, when it will just make some space between the blocks, or you can actually have it opaque, which means there will actually be a visible little line between the content. It's really helpful if you've got images on the page and you don't want everything to just wrap around them. You want to actually create like a line. But once again, adding images will be the next video in this course, so don't worry about it too much right now. Same with down this right hand side, the item showcase, the media embed, that sort of stuff, that will be in the next video. So for right now, this is all you need to know how to do. Press save, view, and look, we've got our page title, we've got our two HTML blocks, and we've got our little line break that we put in. So you can see it's not too tough, and because we added it to navigation, it's up here. Once we go back over here, we've saved it, so we don't need to save it again. I'm just going to show you how the navigation page works. So on this left-hand side area, where we've got the pages, right below that, if you click on navigation, you will see the 2 pages that we've got. This is really when you've got more pages, you can nest them. So say you had a volume of 3 books and you wanted basically the collection of books and then book 1, book 2, book 3 to kind of be subordinate to that. You could just drag and drop here and save. And then the way that looks on the actual site is, now when we go on browse, it's nested underneath. And then if you want to undo that, it is as simple as just pulling it back out. It's not going to do it now because I'm recording myself doing it, but I promise it does. There you go. So it's also good because if you wanted to add to the navigation a page that isn't actually one of your own Omeka pages, you can add a custom URL. So say you wanted to link to a completely separate page that is not one of your own. You could just put the label in there and the web address in there, and it would just show up exactly the same as if it was one of your pages. And then, yeah, you would just press save. And I think that's probably enough for video 1. So just to go over what we've learned, how to add and format text, how to add to navigation, how to create a new page, and how to manipulate your navigation so that it's organized in the way you want it to. So the next video I will get into slightly more complicated bits and bobs, but that is the end of video 1. So thank you so much for joining us, and hope you stick with us for the next one. Thank you.